Lyle Jamison to the program tonight. If y'all don't know Lyle, he's out of Traverse City, Michigan. He is an awesome turner, awesome instructor, does road shows and all. But most of all, folks, he knows what we do and how we do it. In fact, he probably taught us all how to do a little bit of it. So we
Thank you
welcome
for
him to the
saying
program.
that twice there, Eddie. That's nice to hear it 2 times.
Oh, okay. Well, they told me I muted myself. So, but you earned it, sir. You earned it. We have a lot of folks online this morning, this morning. Well, I did that because of Martin. You know, it's morning in Martin. What, 2 o'clock over there, Martin? Is he still with us?
Yeah, Eddie, it's earlier than normal because us in the UK have moved our clocks, so I've had to jump from one meeting to another tonight because it's only 11:49 here in the UK, and in fact, I think there's about 3 or 4 of our guys that have joined us tonight. So I'm pleased to see that hours difference has changed. We've moved our clocks before you moved yours.
Yeah, I see. Is Patrick Hargett one of your guys?
We've got Michael Stratton on here, I think I've seen, and I think we've got the Paul from the AWGB. I'm just flicking through. Yeah, we've got Paul Ambry from the AWGB, and Cady, I suppose I'm going to claim as one of us, but he's actually from Canada, so we'll say hello to Cady as well while we're on.
Yeah. Hey, who's going to count Australia? You know, I see Donald out there. You know, let him out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on. Boy, that as Ronnie said, the wind turned around. It came around, but a little bit fun. We've got a few things, and I hope I can get them all online tonight. We worked at changing the opening screen that you would normally see from 6 to 6:30, updated a little bit. But all it does is tell you what's coming on tonight, in case you'll log in early and get an early seat. It's not entertainment; it's information. We also have a little gallery thing I want to run. Pardon me. The gallery is from the photographs we've received for the newsletter and the website. And our website director, Dave, is with us tonight. And I'm getting nothing but great comments about what Dave is doing. And he's also taking clips of the demonstrations. Dave, is that right? Is that what you're doing? Dave, I'm gonna make Dave a co-host. I did. All right. I'm gonna unmute him. All right. And now I think I got you, Dave.
Yes, I've been making things out of the demonstrations, so you should be able to find those on the website now. You should also be able to find it on YouTube.
And the channel on YouTube is called?
Of course. Sorry, it's a strange name. It's just OF space COURSE. Of course.
This sounds like Abbott Costello here. Are you sure? Of course.
Of course. Oh, I should mention one more thing while you're letting me say something here. I added a new section to the website. I'm trying to extract things off of the chat. So if someone mentions something that they can find, they can purchase, or if they decide to add it as a meeting that's available in the future, it's going to go into the section called FYI on the website, so you don't have to dig through the chat.
That's a handy thing, yeah. And we ask folks to do that. If you've got something, because we're non-commercial, we don't promote a product or a manufacturer. This thing is funded by us, but remember, it's free. But if you've got something like that, put it in chat. But before you leave tonight, go to the chat box. In the lower right-hand corner, there's a little square with 3 dots in it. Click on that, and you'll see a little thing that says Save Chat. Now, if you save chat too early, you will miss everything after that because it can't save in. But I save mine 3 or 4 times in case we get power problems. And tonight, that's going to be a regular because of power problems. Thank you, Dave. We have a lot going on right now, but we had Trey Lynette lined up tonight. He was going to do a stone inlay project for us in combination with Christmas ornament package. And per your request, we're now going to, and Trey's going to do it for us. He's going to do an inside out, but I've asked Trey to stretch it out so he can explain where it comes from and how it gets there and what you do. And we're going to try to explain to you how you can probably go right through the side of it in a heartbeat. And we don't want that to happen. So we're going to explain more about how your design will work out and how you can save the piece you're doing. And if you do it right, they are awesome. If you do it wrong, they're still awesome. Just do them. I had somebody the other day take me down a little bit for the, we have a couple of rules. And our rules are really simple. It's number 1, be kind. Number 2, be appreciative. Number 3, no vulgarity. None. And the guy said, but we're all adults. If my kids were in the room listening to this, I wouldn't want them to hear any ballroom talk, so we don't allow it. So we're going to keep it clean. And, you know, we say that, and then Doug Groh gets on in a dress. You know, sometimes you just can't win in a competition. Did we have Kim join us yet? Because she may have quit. I'm going to go back to last week.
I talked to Kim yesterday, and she's got some stuff going on, and she said she's going to try and get on before the meeting ends, but she wasn't sure if she'd make it.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, she is here.
Let-
Have you seen yet?
She's
Kim?
wearing
Did
the
you get on
same
it?
shirt. She's wearing the same shirt.
Oh,
I got to find
what
her.
are you?
I'm in
What
gallery
are
mode.
you in? Are you? What are you wearing?
Oh, no, there's
Hearing
2
me.
Kim Tippins on tonight then. Hold on, I got to find you and see what you look like.
I'm wearing.
Oh, there you are.
I'm wearing a skirt, but I'm not wearing a dress.
Nah, I don't have a dress on either. You told me you mostly wear leggings, and I believe you.
Yes, I do.
All right,
And
go
boots.
ahead and spotlight me, Eddie.
Uh-oh.
Let's do this again.
Oh,
This
gosh.
is absolutely uncalled for. Thank you.
Absolutely uncalled for.
I'm glad it's recording because Dave's going to have a ball with it, really.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
the first sergeant might need a new job.
Yeah. When I run for president, somebody's going to post this up there and be like, well, here's
Yeah.
what we've seen him do.
Hey,
Hey,
well.
Jim, what do you think about your twin sister?
Oh, he's so.
Okay, so hold on. Let me put the shield down so she can get the full effect. Go ahead and
Oh, yeah.
spotlight me.
Here we go.
Uh,
We see you. Let's go. Oh my God. What? Is that my face?
That's your face.
It reminds me of it puts the lotion on its skin.
Okay, hold on. Let me back up so you get the full effect here.
Oh, you're so attractive, Doug.
There's your boots.
Oh my God. God, the boots and leggings.
Hey, Kim,
Oh my God.
And,
Kim, he
and, peop-
belongs on Bourbon Street.
and people
Oh.
tell me I'm not right.
Oh,
I'm going to right on you, Billy.
oh
Go.
my gosh.
Here's something we all have to accept and recognize and accept, though. When people start dressing up as you as for Halloween costumes, you've truly become a celebrity.
Oh.
So now Kim Tippin is officially our celebrity in this group.
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh. You know, at the very least, it's just good old entertainment.
Yeah, I can't unsee that.
Oh, that's great. Blue is your color, though, Doug. You look really nice in
Thank
blue. And a good choice in getting a longer shirt for your leggings.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. We're not going to go down Fashion Alley, are we?
Rain bleach, please.
I see that. All right.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna crank. I got to check roll here for a minute. Is Jeff with us for a safety meeting tonight?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Jeff. You ready now?
Absolutely.
All right. I can't click them up. Doug, you have to get them. I can't catch them.
You're still spotlighted, I think. Oh, there he is.
There you go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good everybody. Good safety tip for today. If you're not physically fit to go out and turn, don't go do it. Make sure you're feeling right. You got the right frame of mind, not drinking, no drugs, and be safe out there.
Good idea. There's a thing about in this world that if you get out and you shop and things just aren't right, count to 10. Just give it 10 more seconds before you do anything. 10 more seconds. And the same thing happens when you're doing something complicated. Somebody called me the other day about a slicing cut done with a bead-hand, and I think he was talking about Trey doing it. But almost every tool will do a slicing cut. Almost everything, unless it's a plowing tool, which I hate. But if you tip that bead-hand over and roll that bevel, you can slice with it. You can do it with 50 different tools and get a smooth, even cut. There aren't all plow cuts. But the other day he says, "There's no way you can do that." I said, "Have you tried it?" And the guy says, "Well, I don't have a bead-hand." Okay. We got some gallery folks. Doug, are you able to? Wait. It's Dane. I haven't seen Dane pop in.
Dane's not coming on tonight. He let me know he's got some issues at his house.
Okay. Probably chasing his daughter down again. Which one of the co-hosts can click on the galleries tonight? Got 5 co-hosts. Come on, who can click them up?
Let me.
I can find them, Eddie.
Okay.
Martin's gonna get this. If you want to show something on gallery, put it in chat, and then Martin from the UK will say, "Hey, Chuck has got something for gallery," and we'll go to Chuck and click up his picture and his piece and show it all. And because we're not having a demo tonight for some reason, the hurricane, we're gonna fill a lot of demo, a lot of tips and hints. So if you have a gallery, Adam, do it now. Oh, you can't do the hand thing. You don't have anybody to watch for that.
Hey, Eddie, I'll go ahead and I'll kick it off because I have a real fast, super short demo with a touch of a gallery. So if you want to spotlight me, it pertains to what's going on in today's society. So this is a spindle. We've all done a lot of spindle turning, right? That's going to eventually be a Christmas bell. Now, right now, this is sitting at about 16¼ inches. I don't know what that is for you metric people. Now, here's what I want you to think about with what's going on in today's world. If I was to cut this right here and then glue it back onto this side, that would still be 16¼ inches. Daylight savings time is stupid. That's the end of my demo.
What's the curve?
I was just to say your curve. You have to make up for your curve. So technically,
So it might even be shorter, right? So we're gonna lose time. Daylight savings time is stupid.
Hey,
As
Doug.
the guy,
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug. Did you get another promotion this week?
No.
He's about to with that outfit.
Okay. That's Doug's personal opinion. Me, I just hate it. But that all changes Sunday if the hurricane leaves us alone. Anybody else on gallery? Come on in.
Yeah, we've got Doug Miller. Straight up, if you're ready, Doug.
Doug, you
I'm
turning?
ready. Yeah, I've got a couple of pieces. I've got one. It was a piece of hickory that I picked up out of my pile, and it came out pretty nice, except 6 inches that way, 4.5 that way. Warped big time, and it did it as I was watching it. It was pretty quick, but never
was
did
hickory?
crack. Yes, sir. Never cracked. Never had a problem other than it warped like crazy. Big football. Didn't come
It
out
is
anything
beautiful.
like I wanted. Yeah, it's okay.
Now what are you going to do to it?
It'll just sit around, hold something, candy or junk, probably dust. Then
It'll probably pour water really nicely.
it probably will. It probably will. I got I've been turning on a Nova DVR 1624, and I got the DVR upgrade. And as soon as I got it on and running, I turned this little plate, what is it, 4 3/4 diameter, by a 1/2 inch is all it is. It came out real nice, just an old piece of oak, reclaimed from a pallet. It came out real nice, I felt like. But I did find I needed some adjustments, so spent the next afternoon and made the adjustments. Was able to come up with a little piece of Osage orange that, what I say that was, right at 4 inches by 2.5, thereabouts. That stuff is, I love Osage orange. It's just a beautiful color, but it is hard as a rock. But what you see is nothing but a wax shine on that, partly because it is so hard. I take that back. This one I did put 4 or 5 coats of OB shine juice on it before I waxed it, but it was shining even before the OB shine juice on it. So
Great.
did those 3, and then decided I'd do something a little different, a little more, I don't know, a little more challenging. I picked up a piece of cherry that I've had sitting under the lathe for a few months, turned that piece, did it with a recess. Hadn't done a recess in a long, long time. That one is, 4 millimeters deep is all that is. And it came out as 5 3/4 diameter by 3.5, a little over 3.5 tall. Just, again, just a wax finish on that one. Got a little chatoyance in that area. It came out pretty nice. But just, it's kind of like walnut. It's one of those woods that, unless you really booger it up, it's going to come out pretty.
That's really pretty. I love the pitch pockets in it too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It looks.
Yeah, it
that
came
looks
out real nice. Some real movement and color variations. I was telling my wife just a while ago, even with the wax finish, it still smells like cherry.
Nice work, Doug.
Thank you.
I'm lost for words here. It is really pretty. Anybody else up for gallery while we rocking and rolling?
Yeah, I've moved on to Jeff.
Yeah, I got some pieces in from Jeff this week. Hey, Jeff, what you got, bud?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Can you hear me?
Alrighty. Yes, sir.
All right. I got my first one. It's a piece of cherry. It's about 11.5 by about 4 inches tall. It's up in Tennessee in the woods. And then I have another segmented piece. I'm starting to experiment with a segmenting jig that I made for my table saw. This is just poplar and red oak. And then the bottom, this is like dimensional lumber at the top. And then the bottom is actually a piece of like heartwood poplar that I had laying around, just kind of something to put them on as a base.
Well, your joints look good. They look good and tight. So your template's working out.
Yeah, it's working pretty good. So I just have that on my office desk to keep my candy in.
Well, Doug Miller will give you another one. You know, put for M&Ms. They won't roll out. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank
Jeff
you.
Jeff sent stuff into the gallery this week. Really pretty. Larry's online right now. Larry out of North Carolina, right?
That's exactly right. Ed, I stole from years ago. Can you hear me? I stole years ago. You came out with an idea of putting aspirin in a bottle stopper. So I've been making bottle stoppers to show around for people. This one is made from a Ruth Niles bottle stopper, and it's spalted dogwood on the bottom of the acorn, and the top is sort of a mystery wood. I think it's some either Philippine or African mahogany, but it's hollowed out a little bit, so on the inside you can keep your aspirin. So if you wake up in the morning and you've had a little bit too much of your wine, you can always find your bottle stopper sitting on the counter, and you can then find your aspirin. So this is what my current offering is. As I said, it's a Ruth Niles of stopper, stainless steel.
All right. Hey, hold on to that one, Larry, because we have the bottle stopper challenge coming up starting next month. Oh, yeah, November.
Okay.
And that's going to be a time for Thanksgiving. And I said challenge because right now, folks, we have the Christmas Ornament Challenge ongoing. We started it a couple of weeks ago, a month or two ago, and it was turn a Christmas ornament. And the rules were simple: turn an ornament. I don't care what shape, whatever. Turn an ornament. Show us your talent. And remember, art only comes out of here. This is talent. And turn us an ornament and show it to us. We only have about 13 in the gallery right now. I'd like to throw those up and show them later on if I can get them loaded. I wouldn't, with the storm and everything blinking off and on, I had to download everything and shut off everything. But I want more ornaments. We're going to put them in a newsletter, on a website, and share them with you right here. It's a great skill builder, and that's why we're going to go to bottle stoppers. I'll say it like the rest of the time I'll say it. If you're going to go mooch a meal, pardon me. If you're going to go get a meal for Thanksgiving, bring a bottle stopper with you. At least they'll remember who took their food. All right, got anybody else up?
Yeah, we've got Kim's got something to show us.
All right, Kim. You don't have a beard. You needed a shave a little while ago. You look better now.
Yeah. All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is a mystery burl. I'm not sure if it's maple. It kind of seems like maple to me, just because of some of the patterns that's in the wood. It just seems like maple, but it's maple burl. I turned a hollow form with my Tim Yoder hollowing tool, which I love. It's so easy to use, and I kind of messed up on my resin, but it ended up being a happy accident. So this will be this Thursday, tomorrow night's video. I'll be putting that up. It's about.
Would you post this week? I thought I saw that.
Oh yeah, I posted a video on Facebook of it, a little teaser, I guess. Yeah, so it's about 7 1/4 tall. At the widest point here, it's 7 3/4, and then a 3-inch opening. And then I have these. I'm sure y'all who have like laser engravers or whatever, Bob Cook, a gentleman, he had sent me a bunch of these, and I ordered some more. They're clear acrylic little maker coins. And what I love about them is instead of them being solid and them covering up beautiful wood, because a lot of my pieces, the most interesting parts of them are usually the bottoms. That's always how it works out, that I didn't flip it right or something. But I like that because then you can still have your name in there, and it doesn't obstruct the view of the wood. And I know my light's giving it a glare so you can't see it, but that's really awesome.
That's gorgeous, Kim. Great idea.
Thank you. It has 4 different colors and glitter. And yeah, so it's hollowed out nicely for once.
Glitter
Thank you,
rules.
Kim. Get those fingers moving and put that information for that disc on the chat, please.
Sure will.
All right. That's how we share information. So anybody else, Martin, at this time?
Eddie, yeah, we've got Billy, but I can't find him, Billy. So can you shout up, because I can't find your picture, but I've got you on speaker view. So if you give us a shout, unmute yourself, give us a shout, I can find you and spotlight you.
All right, Martin, can you find me?
Now I can find you.
He's been poking in here every 5 minutes or so. There he is. Go ahead, Billy.
Oh, I did a quick little rustic spindle turning this week. This is ash juniper. It's about 7 inches tall, 3 inches wide at the bottom, or at the widest. I just finished it with Howard Feed and Wax. Really is pretty much all that's on it. I did a couple of coats of shellac sanding sealer and then hit it with some Howard Feed and Wax. It's got a split in it, but I didn't really care. I think it just adds character to it.
That's all it does. Yep. Makes people believe it's real wood.
Yeah.
Got anything else in the pile, Billy?
Not this week.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Great to have you
I have a
here.
couple.
Who's that? I have a couple.
This is Dallas.
Dallas? All right.
Yeah.
First we get Dallas, you got to talk again. There you go.
There I am.
No, that's Matt. It says Matt Harbor.
Hi.
So are you Dallas, or did we miss Dallas?
This is Dallas. That's my name.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not the state.
Okay.
Or the
Go
city.
ahead.
I
You're
did
on.
a sassafras bow. It turned out well.
Why is that grain seem to be relieved? Did you do something to the surface to relieve that grain right there?
Nope.
That's just
It's a large piece of sassafras that I cut in half and started turning it, and it ended up being just like that.
Wow. Yeah, I do like the texture of it
And then of course it has worms everywhere.
Okay, that's character.
Yeah, and then I tried this is the first time for this. I said I'm a beginner, and I tried an inside out turn.
Now that's what we were just talking about, just a few minutes ago. We're gonna Trey.
And
Trey,
I guess I'm in part of the 2x4 club now, so that's what these are, is 2x4s that I've glued together. And
all right, Ronnie's gonna send you a membership card.
He can come to the front of the class.
It's not as easy as it looks. I found that out.
No, but it makes you a better turner.
Absolutely. Then I've did a few walnut ones, which were really bad wormy. They got a lot of texture, but I didn't bring them in.
All right. Well, thank you, Dallas. We appreciate you sharing tonight. When we are on a regular schedule, we will have Trey will do some demos for us. And as I said earlier, we're going to do a longer demo featuring inside outs. Martin, did you have somebody else up in the bullpen?
Yep, I've got Dave. Hi, Dave.
Dave Leader, you're on.
You need to unmute yourself, Dave.
Dave, we can't hear you. Unmute.
I did a piece of oak a while back, and this is from the same hunk of wood. It's just a small ball, but it was loaded with worms. So I did some turquoise inlay to hide the wormholes, or actually amplify the look of it.
It looks like a Tim Kippen cheat. You know, I mean, Kim does that kind of stuff. You know, cover up the flaws and make it look beautiful. You know, that's a great accent.
We all do it. We all do it, Eddie.
So I decided to hide mine.
Nicely done, Dave.
Yes.
And I had a piece of spalted maple that I thought was going to come out beautiful because it had some black marks in it, and it came out very plain. So I dyed it Cabernet and put some hash marks, ½ inch at the top, loaded up some flowers, and put it on the dining room table.
Very nice.
That's nice. It's kind of a waste of a good wine, though, wasn't it?
All right. Thank you, Dave. Dave Leader is a big supporter. Dave this evening offered to go ahead and host out for us. Glenn is with us right now. Hi, Glenn. What do you got, sir?
I've got, last month I did one of Todd Rain's live demos, and he was showing how to do the piston box. And so I turned it, and he turned his where the wall thickness was about a 1/16. And for doing my first one, I chickened out. I made it about an 1/8 inch thick. And I didn't know what it would happen, but it's just the piston box. And then I did the wood burning on it to in a barrel shape.
It's cool.
Glenn, I don't think you chickened out. I think you took the safe way until you build your skills up. That's where you go. If you think you have to match what somebody else has done, you're fooling yourself, because your art is your art. I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
I love the wood burning. It's really great.
Yeah, that wood burning came out really, really nice. I mean, it actually looks like wood grain that you'd expect to see in something like that. Awesome, dude.
Yeah, I tried to do each one a little bit different, like a coarse grain or finer grain or around the knot, and so even the ends. So
Oh yeah, that's
That's a
great.
nice,
Glenn.
that's a nice
actual
detail.
grain is what you did yourself?
pardon?
Say again.
Are each of those lines, did you just wood burn in the grain pattern that was already there? Did you create your own grain pattern?
I created my own. It's out of it's from a piece of maple.
Wow.
But
That
no,
looks like
I
a real
created.
wheelbarrow.
I just created my own.
Remember, folks, he just said he chickened out. Now look at that work. Look at that work. He chickened out.
Each
Yes.
one of those lines is from a wood burner. That's not real grain. That's
No,
what
it's not real grain. I would burn it all.
Very
How
cool.
many hours you have in that piece?
Oh, wood burning it maybe took me on and off, maybe a couple hours.
And how many hours total doing the whole thing?
The whole thing, I probably, that one afternoon, it may have took me a couple hours to turn it. Doing my first one, it was in the lathe like that. You turn this in first, you turn it and you drill it, and you part it off, and then you had this was still in the lathe. Then you drilled it out for your for the piston, and then once you well, it should be a tighter fit, but I made a looser fit, and I put paper towel around it, and when I put it in, then I put my tailstock life center in it, and that way then I turned the whole shape, and then where the split was, I put tape around it where I could cut the undercut on this side, and then once I pull this out, that way then I turned I had to turn a little jam chuck and put it on there to turn this in. And then what was left on the jam chuck, then I turned a plug to plug this side in. And that way then I just sanded it flush. So this was all out of one piece of wood. But you had to do some make some jam chucking, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Wow.
Great job.
Beautiful piece of work.
Great work.
Number one, Glenn, we'd like to get a good photograph of it for our website and our newsletter and right here on the program. And number two, if you get a little time and you get the urge, give me a little detailed sketch on how you did that, and we'll put it in our newsletter and on our website.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's the kind of work we're looking for, sir. Thank you a lot, Glenn. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. And then also,
We lost Glenn. Okay. Well, now.
I had one more item.
Okay, go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead. You're on, Glenn.
Okay. I had one more item. It was I turned a mesquite bowl. It's probably about 7-inch diameter, maybe about 2.5 inches tall. I went over to, well, I'm from Corpus Christi, and I went over to Joaquin Benson's house to help me sharpen some tools, and he made me turn the whole bowl. So I ended up turning the bowl, and it's all out of mesquite.
It's a beautiful piece of work, sir. It really is.
Thank you.
Wouldn't it nice to go visit a friend and get the churn at the same time? How's that? That's
Uh,
why
he's-
we're here.
Yeah,
Worldwide,
he's,
that's why we're here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
I like that shape, Glenn. That's good.
Thank you.
Very nice. Who's up? Is that Joaquin?
I'm over here. I'm right here. Can you hear, see me? I'm over here. All right.
Hold on.
Okay.
There he is.
All right. Good job, Glenn. You did a fantastic job. And Glenn, he's been a member of the club a couple of years, and he's really coming along. I've started the sea urchin Christmas ornaments, and this is the Sputnik sea urchin, and this is the largest one I've turned so far. And so they're getting smaller. There's a little smaller one here. And it's great practice for turning finials.
It really is.
So,
it's a simple project.
Yeah.
Very nice one.
So then my wife had bought these little ones here. And that's probably about 2 inches, maybe 2.5. And they get smaller.
They're small enough to be earrings.
And then this is the smallest. This is the smallest, and I got a sister-in-law, and she wants to make earrings out of it, you know.
Wow, that is small.
Wow.
It's about 1.5 inches long, and that was really a challenge to turn that finial. I really enjoyed doing that one.
I could probably
if you do a pair in the right color, Doug Rowe would like to add to his outfit.
Probably.
I'll send them to him if he'll wear them.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll put them on for a Wednesday meeting.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's good. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming in this evening. We have a lot going on, and I was talking to an attorney the other day doing a demonstration. And I only say this because I want you to do a demonstration. I'd like to see what you do in your shop and how you do it. If you got a rig or a jig or a combination, I just got a new Longworth type set of jaws for my lathe from a guy that I really respect. He's a good businessman in our world. And I got to playing with it. I can't go to the shop yet. So I got to playing with it. And I have came up with 1,000 little things I could do with it, from flipping a bowl over to do this, to a bowl with a port. And it's just amazing what we'll come up with. And these are all developed in shops like yours right away. So if you've got something like that developed, send it to us. Contact us. Let us know. That's number one. Number two, if you're doing something with a gouge or a flat tool or anything else, consider coloring the flute or the blade or the tip or whatever, so that on this screen I can see and you can see which way you're holding the tool. Because if I say we're going to go in and roll it over, some folks don't understand whether roll over or kick it up or kick it down or roll it back or plow or whatever it really means. And we have a lot of young and novice turners with us, and that's what we're here for, is to help everybody out. Some folks don't understand what the slice is. Mark Soleil might be out here tonight. I don't, because I'm passing on the rights for the hosting. I can't see the screen the way I would normally see it. But Mark has been with us time and time again about the slicing thing. And a few other turners that are of, I almost said questionable quality. Top line. Okay, any other galleries out there?
Gerald, I got a bowl from a board.
All right, Gerald, we got you. From a board?
Yes, that was a piece 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, 3/4 of an inch thick. And the bowl ended up being 5 by 5, 3.5 inches tall. 1/16 of an inch wall thickness.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Ooh. Very nice, Jim.
So
well, you didn't have our attention until you did that, Gerald.
Yeah. And what I did, the way I was able to turn it so thin is I had made one of those thin parting tools that you made out of a reciprocating saw blade.
Yeah.
And I fixed me up a guide with an angle on it attached to my tool rest so I could get that same exact angle every time.
Wow.
And I sliced the rings just a fraction under 1/8 of an inch. Glued them all together. And that, by the time I finished sanding and everything, it ended up being a 1/16.
Wow.
That, sir, is impressive.
Thank
Does it
you.
have a hole in the bottom?
there's a little dimple there from the tool rest.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
going
you,
that
Gerald.
thin.
And I used a
Bucket
recess
power.
on the headstock.
That is nice. We'd love to have a photograph for our programs. Really, really nice. And folks, I got to mention again, if you're new here, we have a no but guarantee. If you show us something in the gallery, we can say anything you want except the word but. If you don't like it, if you like it, if you want to change your color, whatever, no but guarantee. That's one way to find the door you came in.
Hey,
All
I
right.
got a question for him.
Hey,
So
who? What?
that bowl, can you hold your bowl up again? So I was trying to see your rings. Is that segmented or is that an economy bowl where you cut the flap?
That's the economy bowl. Bowl from a board, and each one was a sliced ring. I can use the same angle all the time by setting the guide up out of a piece of, there's a piece of plywood attached to my tool rest. So I got the same exact angle each time, and I only moved over about 1/8 of an inch. Ended up being 1/16 of an inch thick.
So you cut the board on your bandsaw, right?
No,
No.
on to actually cut it, I used a thin parting tool that I copied from Captain Eddie, made out of a reciprocating saw blade.
Okay, now I'm following what you were saying. I was okay. I was so oh what you were doing.
Let me explain this. The Air Force had it the whole time. The Army's just catching up.
You can see the rings there a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna need a demo on how you did that.
It's been a
It
while.
says that you're copying me down to the blonde roots, Doug.
Dog, it's hard to take it seriously with that blouse on. I'm sorry. It's just too much.
You gotta get a blonde wig.
It makes my arms look good though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
my ex-girlfriend.
hey, we are twins. We are twins.
Okay, we are about wood turning. Come on, leave it alone. Matt, I'm looking at your lathe. I'm looking at your lathe, Matt.
Yes.
Captain Eddie?
I did some production stuff today, spindle matching. So this one here is the one the guy gave me, and this is this one here is the oak one that I did today. This is the part where it's broken. So I'm real proud of how well I can do this. I'm thrilled with it.
That's nice. That is nice. Spindle work is difficult for me.
Yep. Yeah. I'm getting better at it. And this is an ornament. I'm finishing in the shop today too. So.
Will we get a photograph of that one?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Sure. Where to the Gmail address?
The club email address.
Gotcha.
worldwidewoodturners@gmail.com. Or you can send it to me, Eddie Castro. Well, no, let's stick with the worldwidewoodturners@gmail.com. That way I can share it with the other members. And what can we need those pictures of those ornaments you're doing, or earrings for Doug. We'd like to get those into our package also.
Got it.
Right. Who we got up next in the bullpen?
We've got Bob.
Bob
Bob's going right
Moffett.
in.
Bob, you're up, live, ready to go.
I've got a couple club that I'm in. One of the clubs that I'm in, we have a guy that glues up some wood for us to make Beads of Courage boxes. And this is a Beads of Courage box that I made. And it's ash, walnut, ash, and then oak, and then cherry top with a walnut handle on it. And I used a router jig that I made to cut those grooves in the top.
That's nice.
And then I've got another one that I did, and I used the same router jig and cut it in the side. And I did some of them longer than others, did 2 different lengths of them, and then textured the top and put a knob on it. And the top will come off pretty easy.
Good
we
check.
give
Those are
these
nice.
at the UNC hospital to the kids that have cancer and have different ailments, and they get little beads for each procedure they go through, and they keep them in these boxes.
The Beads of Courage is a big, it might be big elsewhere. It was a big item at the SWAT symposium every summer. And some of the work you would see on those tables and tables and tables and tables of boxes for these kids was outstanding woodwork, outstanding turning, outstanding art. Bob, I appreciate you being involved in that. It's a great thing for us to take what we do and pass it along to the children we love. Really is. Thank you, sir.
I could probably demonstrate that router jig that I used to do that with. It's one that I made, and I saw it originally in a wood turning magazine, and it was real complicated. After the third generation, it got a lot simpler. So I could do that sometime.
Hey, Doug, sign him up. Doug Rowe's going to sign you up.
Okay.
You don't have to wear a dress or anything, okay, Bob?
I don't.
No.
Oh man, I was gonna wear hot pants.
Leggings are a requirement.
Leggings and boots.
I was gonna wear hot pants and a halter top.
Hot pants and a halter top will work.
Oh, guys. And have my belly hanging out.
All right, y'all are done. Y'all are done now. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Having a little bit of fun here this evening. A guy asked me if I wanted to go back into doing fishing programs. I did them on TV for a while. And I said, yeah, what's the catch? He said, we're going to mail you your suit. And it was going to be in a container about that big, because all the people fishing on TV, on YouTube, wearing suits that are taking place about that big. That ain't going to happen here. Okay. I had a few other notes for tonight. Oh, somebody asked me the other day to explain what we do and what happens with what we do. And if you had to give it a quick short phrase, what would you pick? So as we go to your night, think about it. I've got mine right here. And I'd like to know what your opinion would be on what we do. A little short phrase. Can't be a block and a half long or anything. And we're going to go back to Martin for gallery if we've got some. Is that
We're going straight over to Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hey.
Pull it back into the light, Carl. Pull it back into the light. There you go.
Okay, this is a maple bowl I started yesterday, just roughing out, and put it in the microwave today, 30 seconds at a time to get the moisture down. I was over 20% when I originally put it in, and you can see there's spalding on it and a little tear out that when I do the second turning, it should come out nicely.
Nice. It's got a nice character in the grain there, which is probably going to explode with color when you sand it out. Really going to be nice.
This is from my next door neighbor's yard. They had a tree taken down in August, so it's fairly new wood.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just got a text from somebody that said there's a great myrtle down across from me. I'm going to have to go check that one out. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it.
How long did it take you to dry that in the microwave?
I'm doing 30 seconds at a time and about every 15 minutes. I haven't checked the moisture content since I've been turning it, but I see little spotches that look like moisture in there, so I keep going until they seem to disappear.
You nuke it and then you let it rest?
Yes.
Okay. And anything else you need to add? Because I might be getting the demo from you on that.
Carl, are you weighing it in between?
No, I'm not. I've just been doing like every 15 minutes because I knew it was pretty wet to start with. And I can still feel the weight of it, so it's got a lot more to go.
All right. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate your input tonight. We got Jim Hurst up here out of Oregon.
Yep. I just wanted to give you an update on my Christmas ornament here. I patinaed it last week. It's gilded with Dutch metal gold, and it was sodium sulfurated, treated, and it's now, you can almost see the color. It's not well lit in here, but the gold part is actually a ruddy gold, and then it turns to green, kind of an orangey red and black as you get it done. This has no finish on it, but it's other than the patina.
Very, very nice. We getting a photograph, correct?
I did send you a photograph, but I don't know if it came out very well because if you put light on it, it kind of shines back at you, so it's really hard to see.
Okay, I can't look at that site right now. I might have it. I might have it included already.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun to do. It's kind of a bother to get everything covered with gills, but the foil is, according to Cindy Droza, she's got an easy way of doing it. So I tried it her way and it worked really well. So she uses 2 sheets at once. So the high parts, this is a sea urchin shell. So the high parts actually get covered once the bottom piece has been pushed through. So, and then by the time you clean it all off, it all gets covered up nice.
Very nice, very nice. Good spindle. Pull it back a little bit. Let's see the spindle. That can, oh yeah, good proportions. Very nice. All right.
So this is a
Thank you,
Christmas
Jim.
present.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Make somebody happy, right? That's where you're going.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
All right. Martin, we got somebody else. I'm still waiting for those. If you've got the response to my question about how would you describe this, we'd like to hear him. Brent is with us out of Wyoming.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I got our local wood turning club is doing a little show. I got a couple things I was going to put into it, and they asked us to make some displays. And I starting this little display, and I'm not sure if this looks really stupid or not. So I'm kind of hoping some people give me an honest opinion whether this is, I'm going down a bad road here and such. So.
Okay, just remember, folks, our be kind rule is in effect.
Oh, don't worry about this. So let me see that. This chunk of Russian olive, I just cut as 2 different levels in there and such. And
Wait a minute. Were you asking our opinion on that?
I want your opinion on whether this display looks stupid.
Okay, right off the bat, my opinion is no. It does not look stupid. I like the 2 tiers. I like the 2 different pieces. I like how it can be lit, but I'm not everybody. I'm just a moderator. Jump in here, gang.
Yeah, I like it.
It
It's, just, it's like a step shelf. It's except it's natural wood, and how can you beat that?
Personally, I like it.
Okay.
What is it displaying? Slow.
So that's just a little vase I turned a while back. It's an OSB open turning that I did some color stabilization on, and that's let's see if I can. That's a resin thing I did with color stabilized lichen.
Very nice. I like
Hey,
it.
Brent.
Look better. A lighter color might look better. That way it would contrast what you have on top of it.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
Brent, try switching the 2 pieces. I think your bottom piece has a more uplifting shape, and then the other one will just make it taller.
I agree.
And it might look better much better that way for me.
That is better.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks much better for me. That gives that bottom shelf looks like now that it's lifting that bowl up.
All right. Okay. I think I agree with you there. So. Okay, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate honest opinions on that and such. So
Yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate you being involved with us tonight. That is some lovely work.
Yeah, that's
and
really good.
we'd love a photograph of it, Brent. It's one of those things we brag about, or we showed other folks, because we're not alone in this. There's a whole bunch of us in this program, and that's an idea. I've ran a problem getting displays to not take away from my work. Your display's got to add to your work, and sometimes that's difficult. Anybody else up, Martin?
We got Chuck.
Chuck is here.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody
Hey,
doing?
Chuck. You're on your live, Chuck. Keep going.
I just I'm just sharing this because I'm asking for people to share because it's more of a open forum tonight. It was a Harry Potter binder one. I thought this was maple at first, but I think it's poplar. It's just a piece of metal lumber you get from like Lowe's. But again, this was on a job site. They had a bunch of it in the trash can. I grabbed it, and it turned out pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good replica of the Harry Potter one. But this is I did this with like 3 different color acrylic paints, just regular paint, and some I put a I don't know if you guys ever seen, they have this acrylic antiquer. It's like a wax. You just put it on heavy and then you wipe it off and it stays in nooks and crannies. It gives depth. I use it a lot on carvings, but yeah, special My daughter loves it. Like I got a big hug for her and all, so it's pretty cool. But can I ask a question while I'm on here?
You there?
Okay. My shop is outside. I have a shipping container that I use, a metal C container, C-Van, if you guys are familiar with them, guys and girls, sorry. Like all my stuff is starting to rust. You know, like the top flat plane of my lathe, it'll get like surface rust on it. I was like furniture wax.
If you turn oak, if you turn oak, you're gonna have that problem. You're gonna have to take care of that dust. It will cause rust.
I clean. I'm pretty good about. I mean, I get out there, I vacuum everything off. I blow it, and when I'm done vacuuming, I blow it all off, and then I try to keep like a coat of furniture wax on it. But a couple times now, it's got like surface rust, and I'm noticing like not my high speed tools, but like the carbide tools, like on the shaft, they got a little surface rust. My Nova Chuck got a little surface rust on it.
What part of the country are you in?
This is an example, but sorry.
Chuck, where are
What
you?
part of the country are you in, Chuck?
Tennessee, northeast, like southeastern part.
It's
right
it's
above,
pretty humid
hour
there.
above Chattanooga.
It's
It's pretty humid there. Yeah, you're going to
Yeah,
have
it
that. You're
is.
going to have that problem.
You might need a dehumidifier in there.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say.
know, but like it would be. I almost think like that would be like an electrical one would probably be pointless. I don't know if it would be.
I get that. I get that all the time. Okay.
Chuck, I
I
want to
use-
throw 2 cents in here. I'm an old motorbike guy. Always
Yep,
put the
right.
motorbike in a garage, okay? A guy told me years and years ago that if I put a fan in there, very slow, very low fan, to keep the air moving, I will get less surface drop on the moisture.
Right.
And that works in my shop. I live in South Louisiana. I mean, right now we got hurricane outside.
Right.
That
Yeah.
has worked for me for years. It keeps the air moving and limits the drop.
Right.
It's an idea. But look, let me warn you right off. There's not an oil or a grease you can put on that bed that's good for you. Even wax could be a problem. If you still have that problem, Boeing, the airline people, make a product called T9 that you can get at most auto parts stores or specialty places. That does not apply the grease and the oil, because if you have that grease and oil, in my opinion now, and you put your tailstock up on it and you've got that oil under your tailstock, with the slightest bump, it could move out, and you don't want that to happen. So you don't want to have it completely slippery free. That's not a good move, my opinion. All right.
Hey, are you having any issue getting the rust off your lathe and your tools, or you're just trying to prevent it?
Well, the one that's like on that got on my Chuck, that's probably pitted. That's gonna come off. I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna affect my tools, but I was just trying to like stop it before it gets completely out of hand. And
No, I was just gonna tell you. So I turn a lot of green wood. That's my favorite wood to turn, and I have a ton of green black walnut. So my bed lathe, by the time I'm turning done turning a piece of green walnut, I will have surface rust on my lathe bed. And so my go-to is REM oil and steel wool. And I coat it in the REM oil and then just a light brushing with the steel wool, and it takes it right off. And then both my banjo and my tailstock run real smooth. But if you're in Tennessee, I'm going to stereotype you and say you own guns like us out here in Arizona. So you probably know what REM oil is, right?
I was going to say, you're talking about like for the guns, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, I'll give that a shot. Thank you.
I
Thanks,
live
everybody.
on the Gulf Coast in Corpus Christi. I live on the Gulf Coast, saltwater, about 2 blocks from my house, and I have that problem too. But I found the solution for me anyway is Johnson or Minwax floor wax, to put that on constantly and clean on everything, all my tools, my Chuck, and all, to prevent them from rusting. And if I go too long, they'll start rusting, you know. But if I maintain it regularly, I don't have a problem with it.
That's exactly what I use down on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and that Minwax or Johnson's wax seems to work real well.
I put my solution in the chat. it's basically Lamy Lube, which is another sealant. I've tried paste wax and car wax, and you know, this works better. So up to you.
All right. Thank you. I'll screenshot the chat and hold on to that. I see that. Yeah. Thanks everybody. I appreciate everybody doing it. I'll see what I can come up with. Stop.
Thank you, Chuck. You got suggestions for that, and for Chuck to follow products that you think you should use or not use or whatever? Chat. Right in the chat. Put it in there. And before Chuck leaves, he'll download the chat, save it, and he'll have it. But it will also be in Dave's hands, who is our IT director, and he will put it on the internet on our website, worldwidewoodturners.org, not the com thing. .org, because we're an organization. As loose as it is, we're still an organization. Right, I see a bunch of hands being raised, so I imagine we have some other folks that want to show some goodies.
Brenda's up next, Eddie, if I can just find her again. She seems to have disappeared off my screen. I've been hovering over and asking her to unmute for the last couple of minutes.
Right there I am. Yeah. First of all, I want to say two things. I'm very nervous tonight about sharing my ornaments because everything everybody has showed tonight is absolutely beautiful. And mine's not that good. And second of all, the safety tip tonight about not going out in the garage if you're not feeling good or whatever. I don't drink. I don't do no kind of drugs or whatever. But if I'm having a bad day and ain't nothing going right, I stay out of the garage. So
that's a good tip.
Yeah. So I've got 3 little ornaments I did today. This one, can you see it?
I see it. Pull it back to you a little bit. There you go. Now that looks really great.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the bird from, Brenda?
I got a pack of like 12 of them from Hobby Lobby.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Yeah. And the birdhouse itself is a piece of 4x4 my neighbor man gave me. The top is a piece of hickory. And then the dowel rod I found in the garage somewhere.
All right, hold on. Hold that one back up again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard what you're saying about. All right, so I'm going to violate our rule that Eddie says no butts. I'm going to give you a.
Oh, man.
Here it comes. That's fine. That's fine.
I hear what you're saying, that you don't think that's nice, but I think it's gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Okay, all right.
Very well
I'll let that go, Doug. That's okay.
Doug's allowed to
That's
break
right.
all the rules.
And you know, Brenda, what I say is, art is in your eye. It's your eye.
Yeah.
Not mine. It's in your eye.
This is my favorite kind of turning too, is where, it's just my own creation, This is my other one. Oh, I can't. There we go.
There you go.
Wow. Now that one is really awesome.
I like it. Yeah, I mean the
thank
shape
you.
of the shape of the roof and the odd shape of the bottom of it. Even it's I like it.
Can you see the little hole there, even in the roof there?
Yeah.
What kind of wood you got going on there, Brenda?
That's the same thing. Well, the 4x4, the hickory, and then I used a piece of babinga on the bottom. And when I did I turned the house first, and then the finial, and then I actually, while it was on the lathe, before I cut this off, I glued the house to the finial, and then returned it, so it looked like it was, made together.
And all those birds came from Hobby Lobby in a package?
In one package, yes.
That hole in the roof is there in case the bird has a wood stove and needs to get the smoke out.
The exhaust, yes.
Oh, you're bad.
Since I put the red on the bottom, I put the red bird on the house too.
Hobby Lobby's got a lot of
nice.
And then this one, I've not finished yet. This one, the same 4x4, Brazilian blackwood with a tulip wood on the bottom.
Nice
Very
accent.
nice.
Finished yet? I was
I think
thinking
they look
about
great.
maybe
Painted white, or is that just the glare?
there's no paint or nothing on it. There's no finish yet.
Okay, on my end, it looks like almost like a white snowball. Now
Okay.
it kind of looks foolish.
Yeah, I thought it might be Holly.
No, it's
Those look really nice. I mean, some of your best work might come from experimentation. I mean, I experiment with a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of it doesn't look too good, but some of it really comes out nice.
yeah.
Really
This one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Maybe write something on it. Maybe Merry Christmas or
Wood burner.
maybe gluing a picture on it and then putting a finish over top. But
Yeah,
You
a
can
box
also
seal
try
cover.
laser engraver. If you have a laser engraver, you could try
No.
laser engraving.
I wish I did.
Christmas present.
Another
Thank
thing
you,
that might
Brenda.
be
We
pretty would
appreciate
be to use Josana paints on it.
What's that?
Another thing that might be pretty of use is Josana iridescent paints on it, because they come out all different colors.
Okay. Okay.
Jeffrey
That's
posted a
nifty,
link to
that's-
Jeff posted a link to the birdhouses on Hobby Lobby in the chat. They've got a whole bunch of interesting stuff like that, like those little birds in the Hobby Lobby in the doll section.
Yeah, it was in the doll section.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's why we have the chat, folks. Send the chat down on it before you leave tonight.
And mine's not working for some reason. I'm not seeing anything. There's like no letters, no words.
Okay, it's on our website. On the
Okay.
meetings page. All right.
All right.
That's why
Thanks,
we have-
everybody.
Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate
Very
it.
well. Thank you, Brenda.
Great work. Beautiful.
Brenda, I'm going to jump in and say something. I often say this to lots of people that start a conversation when they sort of say, I've turned this, but I'm not too happy with it and I'm not too sure with it. We all do turn-ins, and the amount of times that I hear people saying, well, I turned this, but I'm not that happy with it, and it could have done with this or it could have done with that. I instantly say back to them, then do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. And the more you do it, the better it will become, the more you will learn from it. But none of us turn the same thing over and over again because it's a bit boring. But it's my biggest recommendation. If you're not properly happy with what you've turned, have another go at it and you'll find a completely different perspective. You'll get different ways of turning it. You'll use different tools to turn it. You'll get a better look, and long term, you will get the experience from turning that single item rather than jumping between all sorts of different items. So never say, well, I quite like it, and then put it aside and never turn another one. Have another go.
Well said, Mark.
It's very,
Thank you.
very
Good
well
advice.
turned, very well tried, and the next one will be even better. In your eyes, because in our eyes, it can't be any better.
Brenda, above all else, don't throw away the first one.
No.
Don't throw it away.
Actually, I sent you a picture of my first one. I did two of them a couple weeks ago, and I sent you a picture of the first finial I did. And you said, you had to give it away. Well, to me, giving something away is to give something to somebody you don't know. Well, I happened to do a craft show the following weekend. So my first customer that came in and bought something, I gave her choice of the two birdhouses ornaments that I'd made, and she picked the one with the big long finial on it that I sent you a picture of.
So she liked it.
Yeah, she liked it.
She liked it. You felt good about it. Like I say, Brenda, make another one. Keep going over and over and over again until you're happy and you know that you can't make any better.
Right. They just don't look professional like you guys. Everything you guys make looks professional.
Don't even go down that road.
No, don't go down there because we're probably looking at them and saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
Brenda,
if you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Kim.
Oh, that was okay. I just figured from a newbie, because I'm only doing this 2 years, there is nothing, even this piece, everything that I make, I do not feel that it's good enough. But I have to remember that this is my journey. This is my learning experience. This is everything that I make is I'm learning something new each time. And this is me utilizing the things that I've learned to create, and it's great to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, I was making that and now I'm making this. And even, it doesn't matter how much you did or how little you did, you're doing it and you're learning. So find joy in the process. When we start comparing ourselves to somebody else's stuff, we find ourselves coming short of who they are and what they do. And we can't do that. We just got to go, I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm proud of everything that I learned, and just, be yourself, because there are people that think that my stuff is fantastic, and I think that they shouldn't even be saying that about my stuff, because my stuff isn't as great as theirs. But it's be proud of where you're at, and just keep chucking along. Like Martin said, keep doing it over and over again, and don't drive yourself completely nuts. We share because it's inspiring, it gives ideas, but you're never going to be me, you're never going to be Martin, you're never going to be everybody else. You're going to be you, and you're going to make fantastic things because you're passionate about this, and that's what matters. And that we can tell, obviously your pieces are gorgeous, and don't ever cut yourself short. Don't ever do that. And I had that problem when I first started turning. I would think everything I made was crap, and I had to start learning how to find joy in the process, because we're always going to be in that learning process, no matter how good or how bad we are, wherever we think we are. We're always going to be in that learning process, and you're doing fantastic. Just getting out there and trying. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
You said something very important there, Kim.
If we were all the same, none of us would be bothered to be here.
That's right.
There's no point in being amongst the group if we were all the same.
Yeah.
I could be in bed.
Kim, you said something real important there. This is a journey, and we're all on that journey. In which step we're on, every one of us is different. I've known people that have turned for 10 and 15 years that can barely turn a pin, but it's their pin and they enjoy it. And I'm going to be the last one. I'm not going to criticize that at all. Other folks who have been turning, like you've been turning a couple years, but you're turning out some great stuff. And it's like you said, it's a journey, and we all just have to go down that journey, and we are where we are, and we'll enjoy it while we're there.
Very good. Thank you, Doug. And I've been to meetings, associations, symposiums, all this stuff where a guy says, look, we're going to look at these items and give you a critique on them. I always wonder who qualified them to critique anything. My critique is right here. Where's your critique? You should just feel it. If you feel it here and you can see it here, doesn't matter what anybody else sees. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. Doesn't matter what technique, what finish, what type of wood, or anything else. If it's here and here, it's all that matters. And when you put it here and here, it will get better and better and better and better. And then you'll realize everything I make makes people happy. And that's what we're all here about. And Brenda, I just got a note in, even though it was a 4x4, we can qualify you for the Lowe's club of 2x4. You step up a notch, but we can get you in there. Okay, who else we got?
Thanks, Eddie.
That unfortunately is the last on my list, Eddie, unless anybody else has got anything else. Dan has just jumped in there, and he says, I wish my internet would allow me to talk and share. He's a new turner. He's only been turning 2 months, and he's been working on a small mini lathe, and he loves creating things, and he's learning each tool, how each tool works. And he thinks as soon as the springtime comes, he'll get a full size lathe, and he's really going to have a blast at it. he's having learnt some of the smaller skills first. So unfortunately, Dan, if your internet's not very strong, you probably can't speak up. But if you're there, I can't find you. And if your internet's going to allow, jump in and say hello. Always, I know Eddie is always very, very keen to encourage new turners, as everybody in the group will be.
Oh, Martin, with some novice turners, I won't say new turners, novice turners may not really realize is it's not the size of that machine. It's the quality in here. It's never the size of the machine. If you want to do big pieces, that's okay. But if you can do quality small pieces, you're kicking their butt, because to learn how to use the tool properly and get good cuts and good clean, the design and how to hold things, you can do that on everything from a drill press to a big lathe. And it's critical that you learn how to use your tools. So Don, you got time, play with the tools. Check up that 2x4. Check up any kind of wood you want. You're not making anything. It's not important to anybody else but you right here. So just chuck it up and slice it. And if you start seeing how the cuts get better and smoother and cleaner, and how you go down instead you can't go like this, and you'll understand all that. Learn the tools, Don. Please, just learn your tools. I see it. Is Jason got a item that we can pop
Yeah,
up
we've got Don and we've got Jason. I'll go to Don first.
Donna, hey.
That one.
This is it's cherry, and I did a texture around the middle there. That's a hollow form, so it is hollow. And then these finials are maple painted black. So just did that.
Did you hollow it before you cut it in half, or?
No, I didn't cut it in half. It's a hollow form.
That's what I wanted you to tell
About a 3/8 inch opening there, and I made my own hollowing tool and got in there and cleaned it. Probably about 1/8 of an inch thick throughout.
Very nice. To the outside,
That's
very
nice,
uniform
Don.
curves. Nice.
Sure.
I like the accent of the stripes. They will break that grain view from top to bottom. And it's like white wall ties on the Cadillac. It's just a little bit more sparkle. It's a pretty piece. Thank you, Don. And who you got, Martin?
Got Jason, if I can
Captain
find
Eddie,
Jason.
Lyle Jameson here. I just wanted to interrupt and say thanks, and haven't seen you for quite a while. You're looking good, and glad to see your enthusiasm. So keep on keeping on. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you, Lyle. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Hope to see you back soon.
Got to run. We'll see you again.
Take care. Folks, that's Lyle Jameson. He's I first met Lyle at SWAT in Waco, Texas. And I was having a problem with hollowing, understanding tool presentation. Lyle stopped what he was doing and gave me a class. In the middle of a show, gave me a class on how the tool presentation changes the quality of the hollowing. So he'll be back to help us out more. Who else we got there, Martin?
We've got Jason.
Oh, no. Look, Jason grew a beard while y'all was on.
Oh, I've had the beard. Oh, let me flip this around real quick here. So I had some elk antler from 2 years ago that I had laying around. So I ended up coming across one of the little bottle stopper kits. So put a plug in the bottom of it because it had a dimple in it, but nice and fat and easy to hold on to.
All right.
So, and then I got some 2x4 snowmen.
Okay.
Just playing around, practicing my cuts.
We're gonna
That's
put you in
good.
a Ronnie Barnett club there. That's nice. And
I mean,
that's not
they're
easy
easily
to turn.
recognizable.
Those 2x4s are not easy to turn, correct?
No, they're not.
Yeah, but you can build skills doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jason.
Oh.
Appreciate your input tonight.
Yep.
All right.
Sometimes you get a good 2x4 and sometimes you don't. Some of them just won't turn at all, and then the next one will be a great piece of 2x4 to turn.
Yep, I've had a few that were sitting around the house that were really dry, and they did not turn very well at all.
Well, we can give you some recommendations where to buy them, but that's we're not commercial, so we can't do that. Thank you.
Well,
Jason.
I'm just trying to
Appreciate it.
make use of scrap laying around here, so.
I think we all know that feeling. There are no junk wood to wood turners. There's no junk wood. It's wood waiting to be turned. So, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. It's 8 o'clock now, and our normal program is supposed to go 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We start a little bit after 6, and we run until the conversation stops. And so if you want to talk about something, you want to get on to something, you have a problem, and really we're here to help you out with. I mean, look, I hadn't shaved in 3 weeks. I've just been so worked up over this. No, I'm still waiting on my neck to heal. But there's so much we need to work on. A couple of weeks ago, we had something about holding a bowling ball. And Doug Rowe jumped up and put a bowling ball on a lathe and showed us. Then he showed us, I don't want to be wrong here, Doug. Then he showed us one that blew up. Is that what you
It definitely cracked, for sure. It sure did, because I left it on the lathe too long between centers.
But we learned that. I mean, I've turned a bowling ball once, and I kept getting chips that I could put on my ornamental lathe. I couldn't figure it out. Then somebody explained to me how abused used bowling balls are. So, all right. If you got something you'd like to talk about, chat about, or whatever, just let us know. You can press the space bar on your computer and chat in. You can put, if you got an item for gallery in there. I got Martin Clarkson watching that. See Jeff.
Jeff, just one. Jeff's got one more item for us.
Yeah, one more. Everybody's got the Christmas ornaments, and I haven't really gotten around to trying a Christmas ornament. I've done some ideas for in one of those inside out turnings, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But I wanted to show my Halloween figure. I did this I think a couple of years ago, but just to show off a Halloween project. I saw Carl Jacobson do a similar type thing before, but turning the spindle turning and you kind of make a little flute or mouth at the top, and then I just used some carving tools to carve out to make the cape, and then I painted his face on. Turned another spindle with kind of a face shape or profile, and so this comes out every Halloween. Sits on the bar, so the kids like it.
It's really
That's pretty
unique.
cool, Jeff.
Yeah, I like the flare of that collar. That's a really fine turning.
Thanks.
Is that ingrain turning? That's an ingrain piece?
No, it's not. It's just a regular spindle. It's some kind of spalted wood. I wish you could. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah. Okay.
A gray paint, really watered down, because I liked the way that the grain was on the wood. I think it may be a piece of poplar. I'm not sure. It just came out of the wood pile, and so it turned nice. It's easy.
That's that fogwood we talk about.
Something, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, found on ground.
That's the bottom of the end grain. So it's kind of punky on parts of it, but just did a little bit of hard sanding to get it smooth. Had some tear out, but with the gray paint on it, it looks pretty cool.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you sharing that. Nice piece.
Yeah, thank you.
I see Matt Harbour raised his hand. Yeah, the clean looking tool rack. I mean, where's the dust at in that shop?
Well, I just cleaned, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that on an angle or is it flat against the wall?
It's a slight angle. Yeah, it's on a slight angle, so things don't. The tools have a tendency to want to fall in my previous shop, but when I rehung that one, I did a French cleat and I made it with an angle block on the back so that there is a little bit of angle, so all the tools kind of want to lean back.
Because you do know by law, tools have to fall off the shelf point first.
Yeah, right. I've had that happen a couple of times.
Yeah.
Spend a little more time at the grinder.
Well, thank you, sir. We very much appreciate the ornament. Nice
Thanks for the
having you back.
opportunity.
All right, good gallery tonight. Really good gallery. Is anybody else up, Martin?
That's it. I think we've completed. Thank you, Eddie.
All right.
I'm up, guys.
Who's that?
Who's
up?
that?
Matt Harbor.
Oh yeah, Matt's got
I
his
thought
hand
you
up.
raised your hand. All right.
Yeah, what you guys are talking about 2x4 stuff. So I've got a few things here. Like this is picture hanging wire, and I turned two little handles out of 2x4 for it, drilled holes in them, and this is so I can wood burn grooves, right?
The handles are a great idea, but you got to express they're almost critical.
Oh yeah, they're critical because and if the lathe tries to take the wire, let the lathe have the wire. Don't try to hold on to it. And whatever you do, don't wrap it around your finger because I know a guy who had his finger stripped right off.
I know the same guy.
Yeah, probably. So this is a little piece. This is something I made up at Ron Campbell's. This is a coffee scoop, and the handle is shop 2x4, just scraps. And this is the cup is walnut. This is something that Sally Alt teaches. The tenon on this is a 1/4 inch, and you basically have a 1/4 inch Forstner bit to drill the hole, and then you use a 1/4 inch wrench to measure your tenon, and then you just put a CA glue finish on it and a little coffee scoop. So, but the handle is shop 2x4. So there you go.
That's nice. Appreciate it, Matt.
Yep.
I was about to ask if you turn the mouse, but I think we'll leave that alone. Someone the other day sent me a text that said he's got a formula for blending a product that will come out sort of like Rubber Chucky. You know, what rubber, I wrote Rubber Ducky. But he says there's a combination of products that you can blend up, and they're available retail or through craft supplies and stuff like that you can blend up, pour to mold, and you'll end up with something sort of like the rubber products to use for a soft touch. Now, when the gentleman was showing us the bowl that had a little dimple from the tailstock, that's what I'm talking about. I've always called it a soft touch. It's a covering that goes onto your tailstock or your live center or whatever, and when it presses against something, it doesn't bruise it or mark it or depress it. It leaves, it doesn't leave anything. And this rubber product, I understand, I can't try mine yet, I understand works just as great because it's not as much friction. And I've heard all the stories about a tennis ball and a golf ball and a racket ball and all this other stuff. You look at me, I'm so sports oriented, I can name 3 or 4 games. But you can put that on your livestock, and when you press up against, you'll get the resistance, but not the up and down move. That one's up to you. And we got anybody else, Martin? See, 15.
No, that's all at the minute, Eddie.
All right, Martin, you need to part us. Last time, Andy Schuster says, last time he bought a 2x4, it cost $8.79 each. He gets oak at the sawmill for 50 cents a board foot. That's something to consider. Either that or start shopping home builders. And I got Jeff. Jeff, did we catch that piece you had? Yes. Okay. I'm looking through the chat right now. Remember, folks, before you leave this evening, in the chat block, there's a square. And if you click on that square, it's got 3 dots in it. You can save the chat from this evening and get on, for reference. But we do put it on our website just for you. Because we're all members. We're all equal in this operation. I'm trying to find my notes now because I really didn't think we'd be here because of the hurricane. But outside, the skies are clearing. There's a cold front coming in. South Louisiana,
Hey, Eddie, while you're looking for your notes real quick, I want to, hold on, let me pull myself up here. Okay, y'all got me again? So,
yes, sir.
Jason Collett, you're back there somewhere? I saw you, like you walked away from it. Okay, so check this out real quick. A lot of us remember growing up with a guy named Mr. Rogers. And he would come in and he'd do those quick changes. And I feel like Kim Tippin, you know, she got a lot of coverage tonight, which is cool. But I was thinking as I'm sitting here looking at Jason, you know, why not do a quick change and become Jason Cullen? And
No, wait a minute. Aren't you a little clean shaven for that?
well, you know, I thought about that, Eddie. There we go.
That really does it.
That's hilarious.
Isn't there a guy on MASH that did that? He kind of liked to change, cross-dress a little and stuff.
Me and Klinger, you know, we go back.
Corporal Klinger.
man.
Or Rowe in this case.
He's got his door closed. He's got his door to his shop locked so his wife can't see him.
Now, actually, so she did get home from work after our meeting was started, and she looked in the door and just shook her head like, "Yeah, oh my God, what's wrong with
That's
you?"
what my husband would do. He'd shake his
Don't
head at
ask,
me.
don't tell.
I don't know why that woman stays married to me, but I'm a very lucky man that she does.
All right. Let me mention something, folks. I'm looking now at something Doug has done since we started. There's a title of Doug on the screen, and this one says Doug Rowe, not the real Kim Tippin.
I guess I'll change that to Jason Cullen now.
Okay, yeah. But guys, you have the ability to change your name on the screen, and we ask that you use your real name rather than going Uncle Luke at such and such. But if you would include where you're from, we get that a lot. I mean, I see Rick Barnes here from Indiana, Dan Summers from Columbus, Billy Dillard from almost washed out Louisiana. You know, so if you do this, we're all friends sitting on the tailgate of the truck out in the parking lot chatting. Let us know who you are and where you're from. And so, you know, like I said, I get a call up town. I can't find any wood turners to live around me. Come on, go look at the tree cutters. They'll show you wood turners. All right. What else is up tonight?
Hey, Eddie, I had a thought just a few minutes ago. Jason was talking about using up some 2x4s that were laying around, and we've had a couple other folks talk about scrap this and scrap that. Last year, I was asked to turn some small ornamental snowmen, and I went out. I've got a trailer in my backyard where I put all the limbs that fall out of the trees. I pulled out the longest ones that I had, and I turned probably 70 or 80 little short snowmen, all different sizes and descriptions, and sold those things for $10 a pop as quick as I could get them in the shop. You know, whatever source we have for wood is a legitimate source. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't have to come from Woodcraft or Craft Supplies or anybody else. Whatever wood we find is good wood to use. So there, like Eddie, you keep saying, there is no such thing as scrap wood.
No.
I found some sycamore this week. Sycamore is pretty.
Oh, absolutely.
It is. Boy, that gets the Shatorians in it. That's awesome.
I keep a chainsaw in the car, and I follow the sounds of the chainsaws, especially after storms.
Dude, I've turned some wood that I don't even know what it is.
Absolutely.
Found on the side of the road.
We heard it tonight. There's so many guys that say, I don't know what this is. Finish it up. You know, just a few minutes ago, Jeff was showing us that Dracula thing he had. I don't know what this is, but look at when he showed the base. Look at the texture that thing had. You know, it doesn't matter if it came off the shelf or it came off the tree. God made it. And it's all worth turning. Now, here's another idea. If there's a wood turner in your area, go make friends with him. Now, don't go down there and try to mooch wood off of him. Go make friends with him. Let him know what you're doing, because he will come across wood that you would love to have. And once you get it and you make something, bring it back to him. Because then it just makes their day. Really. It's one of those things. I had some people work on my tree a couple of years ago, and the guy said, "Would you like a burl?" I said, "Oh, sure." They brought a burl in. I couldn't get out of the truck, and I put it on the cart. And when Ronnie came and I gave it to Ronnie to turn, it took two and me to get that thing up into his truck. It was a huge oak barrel. It was gorgeous. But see, I was just shaking his hand and telling him hello and what we do. All right. Anybody else up for comments or gallery tonight? We got time. Come on, folks. We'll be here.
Can you find me, Eddie? Can you find me on there? I couldn't find the chat.
Did I
Hello.
find you?
Can you find me? I'm waving to you.
I see you now, Galaxy.
I couldn't find the chat to get on there, but
Okay,
You
some
still-
systems don't show the chat simple. I'm
Yeah,
on my
you do.
iPad. I can't get it.
you got me on there.
Spotlighted him. He's good.
All right, now you're
Yeah, I
locked
do.
on. What you got, sir?
Oh, I got a couple of pieces. Talking about wood. I happen to live close to a cabinet shop, and their dumpster is outside where it's accessible to anybody to get to it. So I
That's
spend
nice.
a lot of time out there, and they throw away a lot of plywood. I don't know if I can get a good shot of this or not, but this is
Pull it back.
segmented.
Pull it back towards you.
Plywood.
That's
Pull it
Can you
back
hear me?
towards you.
It's 1/2 inch plywood and it's 5 segments. It's a 3 inches in diameter. And it's what I call a basket weave. I actually had to do some real research to figure out how to get the grain going that way. I had to cut the plywood in strips and glue it back together and then recut it to make it. But it's hollow piece. It's not as light as I would like it to be. It could have been done better. I should have hollowed it in 2 halves before I glued it together, but I didn't. I segmented it all together and then hollowed it. And I was getting so much chatter with the grain direction going every which way that it was kind of hard to get it as thin as I wanted it to. And it's a little heavy, but it came out pretty good. The finial and the top are Bella hardwood cherry flooring that somebody donated to me. That really has been a lot. I've done a lot of pieces, and these segmented plywood pieces, I've probably done about 30 or 40 of them in the last year. And I just because I'm out of boredom, I'm locked down in the house with the COVID thing and don't feel like going out hunting wood with everybody being so paranoid. But that's that piece. And this is a piece that I did this week. I don't know how much you can see it. I believe it to be China berry. And it's really spalted and really rotten. And I stabilized it all I could. And all the holes you see in it, I was thinking about putting some epoxy or something in there or some inlays, but there were so many of them that I just thought it had a lot of character, and I just went ahead and left them all. And I
You know,
got a couple
sometimes that
more.
character speaks better than Phil.
So I just left them all. I got a couple more of these laying in on the bench that I actually rough turned today. And that's just something that I've been playing with. And
That's beautiful.
It is very nice.
Yeah, that's really
And
pretty.
One more thing I would like to comment about is I just love the expertise that Glenn puts into his pieces that he showed tonight. He's a relatively new turner, and I'm an old turner, old school, but his pieces are absolutely beautiful. For anybody that don't know him, he was a machinist, and everything has gotta be. And we appreciate you, Glenn.
Thank you, and appreciate those comments.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, and something is messed up on my mouse.
I've got Jason with his hand up, Eddie.
Okay, I got muted, but now I'm back. All right, who you have, Jason?
Jason.
He looks just like Doug Rowe.
Oh, hold on. Well, while this meeting's been going on, I've been working on a pin. And if you can see the 2 chunks of wood in there, that's actually my pin press. So if that makes any sense.
Oh, it
And I've
does.
thought about buying one, but I'm too cheap.
Yeah, I've been using my little Delta lathe as a pin press for years.
That's all I've been using. But No, I finally got a hold of a couple of acrylic blanks, and I'd never messed with acrylic yet. And this is the third one I've done, and I really like the way it turned out.
It's got
So.
good sheen to it. It really does.
Well, it's been, micro mesh down to 12,000, and then I have some polishing compound that's like, I don't know, what is it, 0.25 micron that I used on it. But you're talking about all kinds of little wood scraps. I got plenty of them. And surprisingly, I go to the buckets quite a bit just for little stuff.
Great.
So,
Appreciate you sharing that, Jason. Very nice.
Yep.
Jason, a friend of mine gave me an old drill press, heavy drill press years ago. I used that for my pen press for years. With a block,
Heck
with
yeah.
a 2x4 block to do the bottom, and then I changed a block to do the top, and then changed another block to press them together. It was, to me at the time, it was the most sensible way because I didn't know there were pen pressers in the market.
I just didn't
Good
want
job.
to pay the price that they want for one.
Yeah, they're proud of them. They are. So
Good job,
thank
Jason.
you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Beautiful, beautiful work.
Hey, Eddie, we
Thank you.
got Brent Sabatica, if I said that right, from Buffalo, Wyoming, asking about tool rests.
You get me on there?
Brent, what you got about tool rests? Let's find you a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I'm looking for you.
I found you.
I got a name. I don't have a image.
Well, I can talk without he's actually seeing me, but
Go ahead then, sir.
okay. I was just curious. I'm thinking about trying to build some tool rests. And what are your opinions of homemade tool rests? I know the commercial ones are all hardened steel, and I'm not sure I want to go through the work
You
of
can just
hardening.
JB weld anything you want together. You'll be fine. That's not
Perfect.
true. That's not true at all. Don't do that.
Okay.
Safety moment.
I'm sorry. Oh, the JB Weld safety moment. So I don't
Okay,
know.
let's not confuse Brent or play with Brent. You need to have it welded by a real welder, somebody understands putting metals together, not just stacking a bead on top. You got to get the heat right. You have to keep it straight. If you overheat it, it'll hook or bow. That's all important. The steel, if you can get a harder grade steel, you can get that out of MSC, Granger, McMaster-Carr, or the other catalog services. You can find a hardened steel, but don't buy something you can't weld on.
Right.
And you want the stem or the bar to match the vertical to match the horizontal, because if you put two different metals together and the temperature changes, it will get brittle or they won't move along. And I totally, if I get a cast iron one, it's a dual weight. I won't use it. I'm getting rid of it. So, but a good piece of metal will work.
I can weld okay. I'm pretty fair welder and such, so I think I can do that. I just didn't know whether it needed to be hardened steel or not. So,
It's just harder than pot metal. Regular for hardware store steel. That's too easy. You'll be fixing the top of it all the time. And I'm not good at the metal grades, but you can step up a couple of levels and get into it, and it'll wear better, work better, and you'll be able to clean it and redress it easy. If you go too hard and you get a dent in it or a nick in it, you got a problem.
okay.
I've made a lot of them out of cold rolled steel.
Have you?
Cold
Okay.
rolled. That's
Yeah.
it. I would say, thank you. Appreciate it. I could not remember the term or what the term was.
That's what I was planning on using, is cold rolled. So
Yeah, that works great. I was a welder also, and that's what I used all the time. I made them for all different lengths of different things, so I didn't have to move a tool rest.
okay, that's what I wanted to know.
I built one for a friend that did pool cues. It was 5 foot long. It had 3-4 rest posts in it, so he could, not move the tool rest, but move the banjo to make it work. Worked out. It was weird, but it worked out for him. So I see Bob Grinstead said ornamentals.com, but I can't get the rest of the chat up to look at it. Anybody else up this evening? It's 8:32. We're going to wrap it up in a few minutes if we don't pick up some business.
Maybe
So if you
I'll
got
show
some,
a tool where it rests that failed right quick, just so some people can understand. Let me get my stuff up here. So I am not a welder, but my son is, and I had a bunch of extra tool rests that I'd saved from my old Delta lathe that I'd gotten rid of when I bought my Powermatic. The stem on the tool rest was the same size, but it was too short because I went to a much larger swing. So my son, I went and got some steel for him, and then he extended them. So here's one that worked just fine. I can now use this on my Powermatic all day long. I was the one cutting the steel for him, and he said, "Dad, that wasn't a good cut." And I said, "Just weld it up. You'll be fine." Well, I should have listened to him, and here's the one that broke. So it's not just a weld, but you got to make sure your welder's got good material that they're working with. And I blame myself because, like I said, I'm the one that cut the steel for him. And he flat out told me that's not going to weld up right because it's not going to seat together well. And it looks like it does, but when I put that pressure on there, it just snapped on me. So again, when they're saying, you know, get a good welder, but make sure you're giving that welder good material to work with.
Make sure you got full penetration on the welds too.
yeah, it's not, you don't stick it on.
This
Makes a big difference.
because I had too much of an angle on that when I gave it to him, and I should have just took the time to go recut him another one instead of telling him what he knows. And you know, I went into dad mode, just do it. And well, he did. It failed.
Welding is welding. It's not sticking two pieces together. It's welding them together. And John Brown, you still out there with us?
Yeah, I said it'd have been better off to cut the stub of that off right up against the bottom of the other and get a full length of your round bar and weld it onto the base of that without, or you have to chamfer it out. It'll take more time than cutting it off.
Yeah. The chamfer works and handy. I welded something like that one day, and I stuck two pieces of baling wire down between the joint, the stuff I was going to weld together. And the guy said, "Wait! I want them to be together." And I said, "They will be together when they get done. They will be welded together. I'm not going to stick them together, put some skin on the outside. I welded them together." He's still using it. All right, who's up? I'm waiting. Come on. Get in there. I'm looking at the chat's pretty busy tonight. My reminder again before you leave, copy the chat. If you didn't copy it, you can get off our website. We have it there. And we've got copies of all the things we do on the program on our website. Our email address is simple as can be. worldwidewoodturners@gmail.com. How's that? worldwidewoodturners@gmail.com. Our website is worldwidewoodturners.org. And we're doing everything we can to keep spreading the word about wood turning, but we're relying on you to be part of this. I think we got one or two demos out of tonight, and Doug is chasing them down. He's got to go slow. He's in heels, but Doug's chasing them down and lining us up with some great demos. And we went all the demos. Somebody said I had to make the guy that did the box. And trust me, folks, I don't remember the name of the lady across the room from me right now. So if I mess up your name, I apologize early. But he did that box and told us he did this and he cored it, and he flipped it around and did that. You see, all those are techniques. Those are demonstrations that you can do. And you can show us how you do it. Because we have a lot of turners that just go, "Oh, he turned a plywood ball? What are you talking about, a plywood ball?" He did segmenting with material that we would not consider using in normal turning. But what's normal? But he did that. He took the stuff he got, turned it into something he could work with, and then turned it into art. And I admire it. I think they were beautiful. I screen captured every picture of it. So it's great. More and more, onlinemetals.com is a good place to go. That's according to Bob out of Mansfield, Texas. I'm looking through, see what we got up. Ron Vincent said he had 3 homemade tool rests that are not hardened. So it comes in the the idea. And if I can, I'll put the sites up. But I'll endorse the people that I've recommended the people I use. I don't get paid by them. We don't take anything from them. Here's the deal: we promote good wood turning. Anybody else up tonight? 22 minutes before the top of the hour.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, hi, Brenda.
I got one.
And I just
All
got
right,
to say, all right.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Hey, I just wanted to say that Doug is missing something from his costume. He needs to put his safety glasses on.
Oh, okay, yeah, I missed that. I'm sorry. And he was in the shop, wasn't he?
Yes. It should be part of his costume.
Yeah, I think it
Also
made
needs
him
to put
smile.
some shavings in those boots.
Put some shavings in his boots. Okay. Y'all got to leave him alone. Remember, he's a co-host. He's handling it at some demonstrations. Let's work with, but he also protects our country. Ah, man. Okay. Anybody else up this evening?
I got one, Eddie.
I want to know if Doug's
Yeah.
soldiers watch this.
Who asked that? Say it again.
All right.
I was asking to see. I want to know if Doug's soldiers watch this.
Got the glass.
There you go.
No, Doug doesn't tell him he's doing this, so he doesn't get caught.
It's already up there.
Okay.
Hey, I was garbage picking this week, and I got an oak barrel. Smells nice and sweet of like whiskey. It's a big one, and I'm thinking about doing a lot of pens out of it. What about recommendations? Leave it no finish on it at all, so you can smell it, or finish it with a CA finish. Somebody's saying leave the burnt part on the edge, like natural edge on pieces of it. What do you guys think?
I'd have to be looking at it to give you. Penn Turner's jumping here.
It has a lot
ones
of deep grain to it, so you're going to have a hard time getting a finish that's going to penetrate that grain and be smooth. So I would stay away from a smooth finish and try to leave it so you can actually feel the wood.
All right, sounds good. I got a lot of it.
I was going to say something very
Big barrel.
similar. Yeah, I was going to say
Doug,
something very similar. That oak is, especially a barrel oak, is going to be real textured. Sand it nicely and maybe put a wax on it and let it be.
I would want to have that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would want to have that smell. I'm not a drinker, but that would make it extremely unique. So the more you seal it, the less you'll get it. You do a wax, some will bleed through, and the smell will come through, I believe, and that'll make it a little more interesting. And remember, it's got to be interesting. Okay.
All right, so Mel suggests keep shavings and give each party a packet of shavings with it so they can enjoy it.
Okay, that's an idea. Be a great sales. Pardon me, if you're going to sell it at a show, is put those shavings up there, and you'll attract all the old dogs. All right, I'll leave this evening. I've been asking, do you have a phrase or a comment that would describe what we do and why we do it? And somebody asked me that the other day, and it took me about a half a second to come back with it. The answer is pretty darn simple. We turn because it gives us immediate satisfaction. Brenda, you did those ornaments. When you got done, you had immediate satisfaction. Jeff, the pieces you did, immediate satisfaction. Kim, that bowl you did, guess what? Right on down the line. What we do gives us satisfaction right here. And that's the only important thing. If you're getting into it so you can sell something, ask around. But otherwise, we're going to get immediate satisfaction. It's 18 minutes before the top of the hour. We normally stop about half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. If you've got something pertinent, jump up right now with it. Otherwise, we're going to be shutting it down and going back to the house. What's up? That was the open door. Nobody stepped in. All right. With that, folks, well, thank you again for joining us, me and you on the tailgate of the truck out in the parking lot talking about wood turning, and invite you back every Wednesday evening at the exact same time for easiest access. Go to our website, worldwidewoodturners.org. On the front page, there's a click on the right-hand side that says click to join meeting. And that's where you do it on Wednesday. If you do it on Tuesday, we'll be anybody over there to join with you. So Wednesday evening, when it's time to come on in, click it, join us. No fees, no dues, no hats, no jackets, no memberships, no magazines, nothing. It's just me and you and those other people all talking about wood turning. I will see you again next Wednesday evening. Above all else, be safe.
Good night, Eddie.
folks. Thank you all.
Hi, everybody.
Good night. Thank you all.
Good night.
Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
Doug.
Thanks for everything.